Alright, I'm gonna try to show real quickly how to wrap a rock using wire. It's not primitive. I like to keep things on the kind of the primitive end of things, but this kind of goes along the lines of a video that I have for wrapping an arrowhead for a necklace and making a mojo or medicine bag. So I think it kind of fits. So what I have here is 20 gauge artistic wire from the craft store, and then I have a little bit of a small amount of, I think this is 15 gauge wire, jewelry wire. And so, and I've got a rock, obviously, and this is kind of a interesting shape rock. It's rectangular, so it's kind of got some nice angles to it. It's smooth and shiny. So I've cut two pieces of my 20 gauge. That's pretty long. I think it's maybe about 10 inches or so, 10 maybe 11 inches. And then I've got some smaller pieces of my 15 gauge, and we just need these as helper wires. I also have my little jewelry tools here. There's 3 of them. This is the snips. This is a kind of a round nose or conical nose to make curlicues and things. And this is a flat nose. We're going to be using this the most. So to start out, the idea for wrapping a rock is you're basically making a basket. So I'm going to take 2 of my 20 gauge wires, and my longer 20 gauge wires here, and kind of roughly find the middle. Doesn't have to be exact. And I want to go ahead and take one of my smaller wires, get on frame here, get one of my smaller wires and just wrap it around a couple of revolutions. Try to keep them together like that. Okay, so we have a couple of revolutions like that. I'm gonna take my flat nose wires, and I want to pinch them to pinch the spiral together. Here we go. There. So once we got the spiral pinch together, I want to take my snips here, and I want to snip these as close to the main wire as possible, because I don't want these to be poking me. There's one. And then there's 2. I'll have to be doing some sweeping later. Okay. So then, just a little ways up, maybe about an inch from the middle part here to the right, I want to wrap again. I want to do another spiral wrap. Okay. Probably about 1.5 inches as I'm eyeballing here. Same sort of thing. And the same thing. Just scrunch down the coil. And then cut. Okay, and then lastly do the same on the other side. Again, roughly about an inch, maybe inch and a half apart from the middle. There. Okay, so once we have this sort of configuration with one coil in the middle and two on the side here, I'm going to go ahead and kind of spread these out just a little bit. This is going to help form our basket. So we kind of have this sort of look. Okay. So then I want to find the end that I'm going to start on, and I'm going to start on this end of this particular rock. And we're going to go long ways, and so I kind of want to hold this in place and then form the wire up along the sides like that. Okay. So that's what's going to help form our cage. So then I can start to pinch and spread out the wires that we had already added coils to. So that's starting to form the cage, the basis of our cage here. Okay. So from there, what I want to do is I want to spread this out on this side here. So I want to take these and I want to spread these out and crisscross them on the other side here. So basically like this. This is what I mean. I want to crisscross them. Okay, and then these two will go on this side. So we kind of have this sort of situation, right? Now, I could wrap this if I wanted to, but I'm not going to go through that. What I will do though is make sure that this is nice and tight against the rock and give a twist. Just twist these. Oopsie daisy. They were not crisscrossing. There we go. And just give a twist and a half. Okay. Then I can straighten up the twist. Yeah, there we go. And then on the opposite side, I'm going to do the same thing. I want to get real close to the rock, make sure that the wires are crisscrossing. Okay. And give it a twist and a half or so. Alright, that's forming our basket. So now the rock is starting to become secure in there. It's not going anywhere. Okay. So at this juncture, what I think we can do here is on each side here do another. So now we're kind of making kind of like a net. And what we're going to do is again get close to the rock, make sure that the wires are crisscrossing. This one will go underneath that one. There we go. Because of the direction of my turn. That'll be that. And then on this side, kind of the same thing. And it may not, yeah, there we go. That. Okay. So now, after we've added that last twist, and it may not have been necessary really, but I wanted to, so now we're just going to bring the wires together, and we're going to continue with a twist. Okay, we're just going to twist all the wires together. Actually, I'll take this and yeah, there we go. So grab these like that. Yep. So this is going to form our loop. Okay, so I think that's enough there. Okay. There. So yeah, so now we've got this kind of hanging out like this, which you basically made a cage for it. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to make our loop for this, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna leave one of these longer, but the rest of these I'm going to cut short. So yeah, I'm going to cut these short. Alright, well apparently my other camera just ran out of space, I guess, so I'm switching cameras here. And so what I did, where I was at, was I was just creating the loop. So I had the one long piece, so I just bent it down, and then the one long piece I wrapped around the body of the loop. Not a very good job, but just to kind of give you the idea of how you could do that. I don't claim to be any sort of like jewelry smith or anything like that. There's plenty and plenty of people out there that are making videos on how to wrap much more elegantly than I'm showing now, but this is just my take. So what I'm going to do here next is I'm going to try to hold my other camera here and kind of demo what I'm going to be doing, and then I'll show you the results. So I want to take my flat nose here. We've got this in its cage, and I take my flat nose here, and what I want to do is I want to grab the sides here, and I want to twist. And what will happen is it'll create little lightning bolts in there. It's very decorative, but it also tightens up the cage. So I'm going to add some decorative and strategic twists in the cage, and then we should be finished. Alright, and so there you have it. I added a lanyard, and what I did was I just added some little lightning bolt twists on some areas of the rock or the wire. That helps tighten up things and adds a decorative touch. So essentially, this is it. It's just how you wrap a rock for jewelry. Really kind of simple, and you're just basically making a cage out of wire.